In our day-to-day lives, we come across all kinds of things in the world around us. Some of these things are man-made, like buildings and cars, and some are natural, like plants and the sun. We may assume that all natural things are living things, but at the end of this lesson, you learn that this is not the case. So, here's the question. What separates those that are alive from those that are not? Well, this brings us to the characteristics of living things. These characteristics reveal whether something is alive or not. They're really simple, no worries, so let's go through them. We shall start with nutrition or feeding, that is, eating like you do. Plants feed too, but not the way animals do. They make their food via photosynthesis, an interesting process which you'll still get to learn about. The aim of nutrition is to acquire the chemical energy stored in food or manufactured foods. Movement or locomotion is next. Living organisms are able to change the position of their whole bodies or parts of their bodies. This may be to search for food or a mating partner. Growth is another one. Growth is an irreversible increase in size and complexity. You think about yourself, and 10 years ago, you weren't this big, were you? Now, that's growth. Growth prepares an organism for reproduction. Excretion is next. Through excretion, living organisms remove the waste, non-useful products of their body's metabolic processes. So, excretion is a way to remove the nasty stuff from the body. Now, this should not be confused with egestion or defecation. Let's move along. Reproduction is another. It is the ability of a living thing to give birth to young ones that are similar to itself. Humans reproduce, dogs have puppies, cows have calf, and even plants reproduce too. Respiration is the next on our list. Through respiration, living organisms break down food to release energy to fuel life processes. This occurs within cells. Adaptation is another characteristic of living things. It is the ability to cope with and survive changes in an environment. Living things are capable of adapting to various changes in their environment. Then, sensitivity to stimuli or irritability. This is the ability of living organisms to detect and respond to changes in their environment as well. Several things called stimuli bring about a response in a living organism. Stimuli could be heat, light, sound, touch, pain, water, and even chemical substances. For instance, if I shine a really bright light towards an earthworm, it moves away from the stimulus. Light, that's a response. Living things have a finite lifespan. Sounds a bit sad, right? But living things die at a point. So they'll be born and they'll die at a point. Living things go through typically 5 stages. Let's name them. Birth, growth, maturity, old age, and death. That's right. For us to consider something a living thing, it must possess all of the characteristics we just learned. Let's carry out a simple activity we'll consider. 2 objects, a car and a rat. Can a car move? Yes. Can a rat move? Yes. Can a car feed? Yes, on fuel. Can a rat feed? Yes, it can. Can a car excrete? Technically, yes. Can a rat excrete? Of course, yes. Is a car responsive to touch? Yes. What about a rat? Yes, of course. Now, does a car grow in size? No, it doesn't. Does a rat grow in size? Yes, it does. That's correct. Can a car reproduce? Of course it can't. But a rat can reproduce, right? Right. Yes. Can a car die? Well, yes, a car can stop working after several years. And yes, of course, a rat can die as well. So you see that we say that a rat is alive because it fulfills all of the characteristics that define a living thing. But a car, on the other hand, does not, so it is not alive. You may want to ask, how does a car excrete? Well, a car feeds on fuel, burns this fuel and releases exhaust gases through its exhaust pipe at the end, but it does not reproduce and grow, so it is not a living thing. Now, you can use the knowledge you've obtained from this lesson to determine if something perhaps is a natural thing, which is living, or a non-living thing. I'll see you in the next lesson, my friend. Bye.